All right. Hello there. Good to see you. Hope you're having a fantastic, beautiful day in front of you and are all set for a beautiful weekend. Glad to be here with you. Happy to answer questions today about how to create the highest level of health and vitality possible. How to create the highest level of health and vitality possible based on my 50 years studying health. That's right. Started at 1464 now. More than 37 years as an active health coach, having worked with more than 16,000 clients, more than 11,000 of those having guided them through therapeutic fasts, averaging 26 days. So I'm in a unique place among the many competing and contradictory voices out there. I know a little bit about things, this stuff that some people don't really have the same experience with. So welcome, Theo. Good to see you. Sosono, hello there. Sunshine, good to see you here. Glad you're here. All right. Lori Lynn, good to see you. Francis White. Ronnie Bed, hello there. Nope. So I'm glad to be with you. I'm in a new place. I'm in South Florida, having arrived here yesterday. We'll be here for the foreseeable future. And happy to be with you today. So if you're new, here's the way this works. For some reason, people start asking questions a little later, and the result is that we wind up running out of time. So I'm going to move this. So if you're interested in getting your questions answered, you probably want to post them as soon as you can. The sooner you post them, the more likely I'll be able to get to them. Okay? So if you've got any questions, happy to do it. Now, if you're new and you don't have questions yet, let me just start by saying that my philosophy, my experience, my beliefs based on so many years of experience is that perfect health is the natural condition for every species. Perfect health, the natural condition for every species. That's our birthright, is to feel and function at an amazingly high level of health and vitality all the time. Now, if you're like most people, you haven't done that so far in life, right? Most people don't feel and function nearly as well as they could. What I'm here to do is to help people change that so you can maximize your health and vitality. Very happy to do it. All right, we've got a question here. Hello, Mango Jane. Good to see you. Lone Survivor says, happy Friday. Loren, can you share some tips on how to minimize the effects of jet lag? Thank you. I think the ways, I'll share my own experience. So I have traveled a lot over the last 25 or 30 years. I've been in 75 countries. I would, in the past, this has not been true over the last couple of years, but prior to that, for more than 25 years, I was on 20 to 30 flights a year. Oh, I see. That's the wrong time. Unfortunately, I didn't add my phone. I'm going to see if I can get my phone here on Wi-Fi because the connection is not very good through cell service. So let me connect here. See if I can make this work. Give me just 1 second. Okay. So if that works, hopefully we'll get it better. Unable. Okay. Let me try that again. I'm typing on my phone, which I hate doing. I know for many people it's no big deal. They type easily on their phone. I'm unable to join. Okay, so this is restart the router, which is not an option. It's not my router. I don't have the option of restarting it. I'm going to try one more time, and then if this doesn't work, we're going to be stuck, unfortunately, with the cell connection. So give me just 1 second, and I'll be back to questions. Trying to make it better for those of you who are with me on Instagram. Nope, it's not working. All right. Well, it is what it is. I guess we are stuck where we are today. Okay. So, right, jet lag. I don't have any specific knowledge around this, but I can tell you that I've never really had a problem with this. And I think hydration, I think, is the most important piece. Hydration is key to virtually everything. Okay. People want to deny this. People want to argue with me. It's not about your skin. It's not about hydration. It's about other things. Hydration is the key. Okay. Everything, collagen your body creates all by itself and can easily make all it needs when you're hydrated. Okay. All the issues go away when we are well hydrated. So I believe the real problem for most people is that airplanes are typically very dry environments, very low humidity. You get off the plane even more dehydrated than when you got on. Now, if you're well hydrated to start with, I don't experience jet lag, not ever. I land, I'm able to do whatever I need to. I might look like I'm jet lagged now, I'm not, but I drove from Houston to South Florida in just over 48 hours. Yeah, I mean, with sleeping, a couple nights in hotels, and it was a lot, intense, stopping for calls, group calls, etc. So I've got some catching up to do now, but I feel perfectly fine. I know I'm a little tired, and I can feel that, but otherwise I'm feeling perfectly fine. So I think the key is to get yourself hydrated. How do we do that? Well, fasting's the best way because we have to get this giant sponge out of the small intestine in order to get fully hydrated. In the meantime, when you travel, consume only high water content fruits. Now, it's not particularly convenient to bring a watermelon and a big cutting board on an airplane. That's not going to happen, right? So you bring things that are easy to carry, easy to eat out of hand. For me, they're typically not as hydrating as the foods I normally eat. They might be tangerines, for instance, which are less hydrating than watermelons and papayas, etc., melons. But it's what's easy to do. So you do that. You make sure you sip plenty of water. Sip slowly, get plenty of water in. These are going to be the most important things. And it's not just while you're traveling. Okay, if you're not already eating optimally, then before you travel, make sure that you spend a week eating as close to optimally as possible. Okay, that'll help you for sure. But the real key is to get the body clean because that's the only way to really get hydrated. Okay, until you do that, hydration is going to elude you, real hydration. All right, Camilla says, ever had a client mistakenly get like 1 liter water more than they need to take to the whole process, but with the recommended speed? What happened? Electrolyte issues? No. Yeah, I mean, yes, this happens. This has happened many times. Okay, it's reconnecting. I hope you can still hear me. The issue around water is the speed, not the quantity. It's the speed. So if you're drinking at a safe pace, but you drink more than you need, you'll likely be okay. Okay, you're not helping yourself by getting more than you need, but you're not putting yourself in danger as long as you're drinking at a safe speed. That's really the most important piece, is the speed at which you consume. Lots of people have done this, no problem. Monofruit cleansing, watermelon between water fasts. There's no benefit to this. It drives me crazy. Everyone wants to believe in some ridiculous mythology, and I'm not insulting you here, but I'm just saying there's nothing to support the idea that you're better off consuming one fruit for a week or two rather than a combination. You don't cleanse faster. You don't hydrate better that way. Okay. Now, watermelon's one of the most hydrating foods you can eat. So that's going to help hydrate you if you're only eating watermelon. But there's no advantage to you in terms of detoxification because it's only watermelon. That doesn't do anything for you. It's nonsense. Okay, there's not a single shred of science to support this idea that we do better if we consume only one thing. Every time we eat food, we chew the food up, the body takes a measure of what's present on the tongue, okay, of what you're consuming. And it creates the perfect environment to digest that food. So it doesn't matter if 4 hours ago we ate papaya. If we eat watermelon now, the body's going to create the perfect environment for watermelon. Okay, There is no advantage to consuming only one thing. Now, there are disadvantages. What are the disadvantages? Well, if you no one food, let me say it this way, no one food is nutritionally replete, nutritionally complete, doesn't have everything. And what that means is that if we consume only one thing for a long enough period of time, we are moving ourselves towards nutritional imbalances, deficiencies, imbalances. I've seen it happen. I've warned people against it. They've done it anyway, wound up in the hospital. It's not a good idea. There's no advantage to doing this. Zero. Okay. It's crazy. People get these ideas. Oh, yeah, but do the mono whatever island, grape island. Why? Why would I do that? Makes no sense. Okay. What I'd recommend doing if between fasts is eat as close to optimally as possible. Okay. Eat high water content fruits and simple salads. Okay. You can't do better than that. There's no scheme that's going to be better than consuming what's natural to you in the right quantities and focusing on things that are high in water content. But it doesn't have to be a single thing. There's no advantage to that. Okay. All right. I'm going to come back over here to YouTube. Mike says, you said recently you had 2 years of training with certified practitioner supervising fasts. What are the most important things you learned from them? Well, that's a little bit hard to answer, given that first one was nearly 30 years ago. And so it all kind of blends together now. Okay. What I learned from them, what they learned from me. I mean, interestingly, they had the certification. I already had more experience than they did, either one of them, at the time I got that training. So hard to say. I'm not being evasive, Mike. I just don't remember exactly what it was. We basically working alongside of someone. You learn a little bit every day. You take things in. There's a sharing of information and experience. So it's a little bit hard. It's not like I was in a classroom setting and I had no experience and someone was telling me something. That would be different and I probably could tell you. But given the circumstances, I really can't tell you. Okay. Hi, Loren. Thoughts on creatine and why it's pushed all of a sudden? Best wishes. Well, it's not all of a sudden. People have been pushing creatine for decades. Is this a good idea? No, absolutely not. We never do better than what's natural to us. Okay. The reason people push it is because you feed muscle. The idea is to build muscle this way. But the way we build muscle is by doing exercises that break muscle down and then making the optimal choices for the body. There's no special diet. I mean, if you want unnaturally large muscles, you have to consume more calories and more protein than is natural for you. It's not healthy to do this. I mean, bodybuilders and people who do this kind of thing don't live very long. They don't do very well. But that would be a way to accomplish that. If what you're after is to have a healthy physique, to be a healthy person, then there's no reason to do that. Okay, do the exercise, eat the optimal diet. That's all you have to worry about. You should never supplement with anything unless absolutely necessary. Okay, the body makes creatine. What do you think happens if we start supplementing? The answer is very simple. When we use a crutch, we'll become dependent on the crutch if we're not careful, and the body will stop doing what the body needs to do. Okay, so I don't recommend using crutches of any kind. They're never a good idea. Much better to avoid them. We can get everything we need naturally. When the body works properly, we do it all by simply eating the natural diet. That's all we need to do. Okay, getting enough water, getting enough sunlight, getting enough rest, right? It's meeting all the body's needs the way nature intended, not with powders, pills, liquids, not like that. That's not what we're intended for. All right. Mango Jane says, I sent you an email with the following questions. What are your thoughts on hydrogen water? Is it okay to drink? Also, I have heard that seeds and cucumbers are unhealthy to eat and that tomatoes are bad. Okay. So I like water with hydrogen in it. That's all water. Okay, the idea that taking something that is unnatural, that has been unnaturally infused with hydrogen is better for you than what nature gives us, again, absurd. Okay, we're never going to improve on nature. Okay, it doesn't happen. The best we can do is to get the body clean so it works properly. And then, I'm drinking spring water. It's not hydrogen water. It's water that has hydrogen and oxygen like all water. That's all we need to do. We're never going to do better than that. Okay, that's all there is. Seeds in cucumbers are bad for us. Most fruit seeds are mildly toxic, some more significantly toxic than others. Why? Because plants go to a lot of trouble to produce fruit in order to get their seeds distributed. The whole point is to get seeds into the ground to create more copies of the plant. Okay, so what plants do is they make their seeds toxic to discourage people from eating them. Now, with seeds that you swallow whole, with cucumbers, it's very hard to swallow cucumber seeds because, like tomato seeds, they're surrounded by a little jelly sac. They're pretty slippery. Okay, so you typically don't chew them up. You swallow them whole, in which case they pass right through your body and are completely benign. They're not harmful to you in any way. Okay, there's absolutely nothing to worry about. They're completely harmless. Now, should you take cucumber seeds or pumpkin seeds or watermelon seeds or papaya seeds and eat them? No, absolutely not. We're not meant to do that. Okay, most seeds taste bad. That's a clue, right? The bitter taste of seeds is telling us the reason we can taste bitter is so we know what things to not eat, because things that are bitter are typically toxic. Toxic things are typically bitter. So we avoid those things. Do you have to worry about not swallowing your cucumber seeds? Not at all. Not at all. Okay, no problem whatsoever. Don't eat them on purpose. Don't chew them up. But, I eat cucumbers regularly, and I don't worry about whether I'm swallowing seeds. I am. It's no harm whatsoever. Okay, nothing to worry about. Tomatoes. Are tomatoes bad? I was going to make a bad joke. No. I mean, again, there's so much misunderstanding, okay? That's why I hope you're showing up here every week, because I'm sharing with you what has kept me from being sick one day in 38 years, not sick at all, what has helped me guarantee more than 16,000 other people amazing levels of health. It doesn't fail, okay? I eat tomatoes not every day, but 4 times a week. I love tomatoes. I'll have meals of tomatoes when I can get super high quality, fresh, ripe, organic tomatoes. And by the way, I would only eat organic tomatoes. Tomatoes are heavily sprayed, okay, with lettuce, peaches, nectarines. It's that season. Cherries, don't eat these things if they're not organic. Okay, strawberries, never. Grapes, never. Eat them only organic. But if I can get truly vine ripened organic tomatoes, I'll happily have meals of just tomatoes. They're amazing. Okay. Now, why do people think they're bad? Aside from the fact that people are crazy, they think they're bad because they are nightshades. They're in the nightshade family. Okay. But the solanine, which is harmful to you, is present in ripe tomatoes and peppers in tiny, tiny quantities. Now, when they're unripe, don't eat them. Don't eat unripe tomatoes. Don't eat unripe peppers. Green peppers, for instance, are unripe. High levels of solanine. When they're red and yellow, orange, and truly ripe, nothing to worry about. Okay, there's no reason to avoid eating tomatoes. I love tomatoes. We'll eat them every day. The summertime when you can get really, truly local, fresh, ripe tomatoes. Farmers market, absolutely. I'd eat them every single day. If they're, sometimes I wish I needed more food so I could eat more meals, because food's amazing, right? Fruits, I'd love to eat more, but my body doesn't need any more, so I don't eat very much. Okay. Amir says, is it possible to still have dry, chapped, peeling lips even though you get enough water throughout your fast, or they always mean not getting enough water? They're a sign of dehydration. They could be a sign of other things, but almost always a sign of dehydration. Amir, nobody gets this right on their own. I've been telling you this for how long now? 2 or 3 years. Okay. Sell your system, whatever you need to do, raise the money, have me guide you through a fast. I guarantee you it's life-changing. Do what you need to do to make it happen. Every week, ask me questions like you're going to figure it out on your own. It's not going to happen. You have to truly understand through experience what these numbers mean. Very few people get this right on their own. Okay. Okay. Go get creative. Raise the money if the money's an issue. Make it happen. It will change your life. It will change your life. Okay. That's what happens. All right. Is it possible to get higher triglycerides because of too much fruit? No, it's not. That's not going to happen. All right. Put ancestors eat insects. Why are we fine without? I guess that was meant to be a but insect. But ancestors eat insects. I don't know. I wasn't around. No one in my family ate insects, as far as I know. Okay, we don't need insects. Insects are high in protein. We don't need that. Excess protein makes us age and die faster. So there's no reason for us to eat insects. Okay, we're fine without. It has nothing to do with the past. It has nothing with what people did before. Okay, people ate Pop-Tarts in the past. Why are we fine without? Okay, people ate Oreo cookies. How are we fine without them? Okay, it's not ridiculous. It's the same thing. Whatever people did before, that doesn't mean we should do it. People made all kinds of poor choices in the past. Okay? We get everything we need eating fruit and leafy greens. Why would we eat insects? I mean, are you attracted to insects in some way? Because to me, it's the disgusting idea, eating insects. Okay, first of all, I have no desire to take the life of another being. I'm definitely not eating live insects. Okay, so why would I eat insects? Okay, I'm not attracted to them. We don't need them. Excess protein's harmful to us. There's no reason to eat insects. Whatever people did before makes no difference. Okay, so Sion, if it's a slow enough decline, how low sodium level can go to still be safe to continue the fast? Is 120 well, it's a little hard to give you a specific number because each situation is different. But yes, it could be as low as 120. Now, 120 is relatively low, although you should know that the sodium range, electrolyte ranges, like many other things, they change from place to place. There is no one human agreement. This is where it should be. It depends on where you are. And so in some places, the bottom of the healthy range, what's considered the healthy range, might be 126. In other places, it might be 132 or even 134. Okay? But everyone eats too much.